Hello, everybody. Welcome to Yoga for Self-Love with Kim. I'm Kim. This will be a short, gentle flow practice today. Have not posted a video in a while. I have been going through the grieving process. I lost my beloved a couple months ago, so I have honestly just not felt like doing much. Been navigating my grief and trying to be as gentle and kind with myself as possible. And if you've watched any of my videos before, you know that I place the utmost importance on self-love and kindness. So this will be a gentle practice. Just been trying to move gently, and that's what we'll be doing here today. So nothing too crazy. You can bring yourself to your mat and find a comfortable seat, and then close your eyes if that feels okay for you. Just take a moment to pause before we get moving. You could bring one hand to heart, one hand to belly. Just do a little check-in with yourself and observe how you're feeling today. Notice anything that comes up for you, any thoughts bubbling up, feelings, emotions, physical sensations in your body. No judgment, just get curious and become aware of what's happening for you. And as always, I invite you to bring in the intention to be gentle, kind, patient, loving, compassionate with yourself as you move through this practice. And then you can release your hands, flutter the eyes open, and then you can take hands to your lap or to the thighs or the knees and begin to gently rock your body from side to side. Rocking can be self-soothing. And you can just take whatever pace feels good in your body, nice and slow. Speed it up if you like. You could close the eyes here if you like to. You could let the head get involved, rock from side to side. You could even let the arms get involved. And then bring yourself back to center, and we'll begin to rock back and forth now. And then you'll bring yourself back up to center. We'll take it through a few rounds of seated cat-cow. So you can take a deep breath in. As you do, tilt the pelvis forward, lift up through your heart, lift up your gaze. And then with your exhale, we'll curl it in, roll the pelvis back, round through the back, chin drops to the chest. Inhale, you tilt the pelvis forward, lift up through the heart. And then as you exhale, you round through the back, chin to the chest, and then a few more. Again, finding your rhythm, following your breath. You can bring yourself back to your starting point. And then we'll inhale, sweep the arms out to the sides and up. And then as you exhale, arms come back down to the sides. A couple more like that. Inhaling the arms out and up. Exhaling, arms come back down. And then next time you sweep the arms up on inhalation. This time as you exhale, little baby twist over to the right. You can take the left hand to that right knee or thigh and bring that right hand around behind you. And then inhale, sweep the arms back up through center. And as you exhale, little baby twist over to the left. Right hand comes to that left knee or thigh. Left hand reaches around behind you. Inhaling back through center, arms lift. Exhale. Little spin to the right, Inhale, arms reach back up through center. Exhale, little spin over to the left. One more time to each side, coming through center, over to the right, back up through center, and then little twist over to the left. And then take your legs wide. Take the fingers behind you, Upavishta Konasana. And then you can hold it here. You could walk the hands forward, reach your heart forward, and then just maybe give yourself a few little pulses here. And then bring yourself back up. Take hands underneath the thighs. Pull the legs in. Bring soles of the feet together. Knees come wide. Baddha Konasana. Hands behind you. Press down into the fingers. And reach the crown of the head up. And then you can release that. And then come to face the short end of the mat. Knees bent, root down through your sitting bones, and then reach your arms up along your ears. Bring your belly to your thighs so you can have a very generous bend in the knees here to make that happen. Or if your hamstrings are not so tight, maybe the knees are a little bit straighter. Grab a hold of the feet or the ankles or the shins, and then begin to gently rock yourself back and forth, just opening up a little bit through the back body. And you can find these little pulses back and forth, again, finding your pace. And then maybe as you pulse it, maybe you find a little bit more openness through the back of the legs. Maybe you can walk the heels forward a little bit more, but just see how it feels for you. No need to push, no need to force anything to happen. A few little bounces back and forth. And then let's take hands behind you, under your shoulders. Plant your feet down to the mat. Root into your finger pads and begin to lift your hips up, finding a reverse table. Can gaze forward or up, and then set your bum back down. Lift up your shins, bring them parallel-ish to the mat, and then feet come back down. Root down into the hands, down into the fingers. Lift up the hips, find that reverse table again, and then bum comes back down to the mat. Hug in through the belly, lift up the shins, and then feet come back down, press into the hands, glide the hips forward, lifting through hips, reverse table, and then release yourself back down. Cross the shins, take the hands forward, step your feet back, so we'll come into a table, and then give your hips a little rock from side to side. And then bring yourself to center. We'll roll through a few rounds of our cat-cow here. Fingers spread wide, rooting down through finger pads, fingers, outer ring of your palms. We'll inhale, lift up the tail, let the belly soften, draw the heart forward, lift your gaze. And as you exhale, press hands down into the mat, round your back up towards the ceiling, look towards your navel. Inhale again, you come through, find your cow tail, lifts, heart lifts. Exhale, pressing into the hands, rounding the back up. And then bring yourself back into your table, neutral spine. We'll extend the right leg back behind, bring it up hip level-ish. And then we'll bend that right knee, step that right hand or right foot right outside that right hand. And then begin to bend and straighten this right knee and pulse yourself back and forth to your degree. And then re-extend that right leg back behind you, hip level-ish, and then drop that right foot down to the mat. Press out through the heel, press down into the hands, and then take a few pulses back and forth here. And then release that right knee down to the mat. We'll extend the left leg back behind, hip level-ish. Then bend that left knee, draw that left foot right up outside of that left hand, and then we'll begin to bend and straighten this left leg, rock yourself back and forth, again to your degree. And then we'll re-extend the left leg back, hip level-ish, drop the ball of the foot down to the mat, press out through the heel. Give yourself a few pulses, back and forth, and then release that left knee down to the mat. And then we'll turn to face along edge of the mat, step the right foot out towards the end of the mat, walk yourself up, come to stand on that left knee, foot shin, arms reach out to the sides. We'll take the back of the right hand to that right thigh, left arm reaching up along the ear, and then gently fold yourself over to the right, finding some opening through that left side body, a little crunch through the right side body, and then we flip it over to the other side. Left hand comes down to the mat, right arm reaches up over the ear, and then back up you come, right hand sliding back down the thigh, left arm reaching up overhead, and then bring yourself back over, left hand comes down to the mat, right arm sweeps up and over that right ear, and then bring yourself back up to center. Hands come down to the mat, right knee steps in, and then we'll step left foot out to the left side of the mat. You can turn toes down towards the edge of the mat or forward or somewhere in between, whatever feels better for you. Walk yourself up, stand up on this right knee, foot shin, arms out to the sides. Let's take back of the left palm to that left thigh, right arm up along the ear, and gently fold it over to the left, and then back up you come through center, right hand reaching over to the mat, left arm reaching up over ear, and then back up to center, left hand comes back to that left thigh, right arm up over ear, and then back up through center, right hand comes back to the mat, and left arm sweeps back up over the ear, and then bring yourself back up. We'll take the hands down to the floor, step that left knee back in, and we'll turn back to face that short end of the mat again. Tuck toes under, press into the hands, glide your hips up. Let's come into a downward dog, starting with a generous bend in the knees, and let's find some little pulses here. You can pedal out the legs or bend straight in the knees. And then roll up onto the balls of the feet and then press your heels towards the mat. You can do that a few times. And then walk your hands back to meet your feet, and we'll come into a forward fold at the back of the mat. You can grab elbows or bring hands down to the mat. You can sway your arms from side to side, rock, sway the hips, shake, nod your head. And then bring it to center, hands to your hips, press into your feet, lift your heart, come all the way up to stand, sweep the arms out to the sides and up, palms together overhead, slide hands down to your heart, and then come to the center of the mat, facing that long edge, and we'll step the feet out wide, arms out to the sides, 5-pointed star, hands to the hips, we'll fold it in, Prasarita Padottanasana, hands can stay on hips or can bring hands down to the mat. And then bring yourself back up, soften knees, hands come back to the hips, you bring it back up. And then we'll turn the left toes, angle them towards the left end of the mat, and then we'll bend that left knee. Hands come down to the mat, roll up onto that right foot, coming into a Skandasana, opening up through this deep core line of the body. You could stay up a little bit higher if coming all the way down to the mat is not working for you. And then we'll bring it back up through center and then bend the right knee. Roll up onto that left heel, Skandasana to the other side, and then we'll walk it back through center, over to the other side, bend left knee, roll up onto that right heel, come back to center, Bend that right knee, roll up on that left heel, and then back to center again. And then fold yourself back in. You can turn the feet parallel-ish, so toes pointing up towards the long edge of the mat. And then hands to the hips, soften knees, lift yourself up. Turn the toes out, heels in, bend the knees, lower yourself down, cactus the arms, goddess or temple pose, and you can move yourself from side to side. Bring it to center. Let's bring in a few rounds of lion's breath. So deep breath in through the nose. As you exhale, stick out the tongue, let the eyes bulge out. Sigh it out, roar it out. Get as loud as you want. Deep breath in. And then straighten the legs, release the arms down, turn the feet back in parallel, open up the arms, 5-pointed star, release the arms down, step your feet back together, and then come back to end of the mat. Sweep the arms out to the sides and up, palms together, soften the knees, fold yourself back in, forward fold, walk your hands back out, downward dog, pedal out your legs, find some movement here. And then lower knees down to the mat. Come back to sit on your heels. Interlace fingers behind you. Could keep a big bend or a little bend in the elbows, or bring the arms a little bit straighter. And lift up the heart, lift up the gaze. And then release the hands. We'll roll over to one hip. Swing the legs around. Plant your feet, reach your arms forward, lower yourself all the way down to the mat. Extend your feet up, legs up, arms up towards the ceiling. Find some free form movement, shake it out. Anything you like here. You could open the arms and the legs wide, cross them through center, switching whichever leg and arm is in front as you go. Or you could just shake everything out, pedal out arms, legs, whatever you like here. And then let's take arms out to the sides, T formation, knees bent, inner edges of feet together, inner legs together. Drop knees over towards your right side. And then turn your head to look over towards that left palm. A little rotation through the spine. And then head, knees come back to center, and then drop knees over to the left, head rolls over to the right. And then pull, head, knees back to center. Let's do one more time to each side. Knees roll over to the right, head rolls to the left. And then back to center, one more time, knees to left, head rolls right. And then bring yourself back to center. Give the arms and the legs another little flail about, move about, whatever feels good. And then hands to the back of the thighs, pull your knees in towards your chest, send your feet up towards the ceiling, drop your sacrum down to the mat, and then hold here in this happy baby modification. Or if it's available, you can reach your hands up for your feet and gently pull down on your feet. Inner edges, outer edges, heels, ankles, shins, whatever you can grab a hold of. And then you could stay at center, or you can rock yourself from side to side. Bring it back to center. Release your feet. Slide your legs down the mat, arms out to the sides, finding a little Shavasana. And I invite you to stay here in your Shavasana for as long as you like. And then as you're ready, one hand to heart, one hand to belly. Come back to our intention. to be gentle, kind, patient, loving, compassionate with ourselves. And then release your hands to reach arms up overhead, bring the legs together, reaching out through the fingers, out through the toes, whole body long. Feel free to yawn, sigh, wiggle. And then relax everything. Roll yourself over to one side. Coming into fetal position. And then use your hands to press yourself all the way back up. Comfortable seat. Bring palms together at your heart. And thank you for sharing this gentle flow with me today. I hope it helped. Thanks so much. With love and gratitude. Namaste.